Hello everybody. We are sitting here at Electrify Canada charging station, and I'm going to go over one, if this is your first time charging an electric vehicle, how to do that in Electrify Canada, and then two, if you want to use your NACS adapter to get to the full potential of your speed. Right now, that's kind of the only way to do it is by coming here and using that. Then I will show you how to do that as well. It's a bit cold out, so battery's not preconditioned, so I don't expect to be getting full speed tonight, but it'll show you the example at least. All right, so we are here at Electrify Canada station, mostly so that I can actually show you what it's like to live with a vehicle that actually has a NACS port. That's a non-Tesla, and what that looks like with adapter life and how we can kind of get the best speeds. So I'm going to go through that right now just for you. So first and foremost, I'm just going to pop the front, which is where I store my adapter. And I've managed to store it in the little Kia. As you can see, all the dog stuff stays up here. I don't really want to get that smell up in our car. It's got its nice little case. And we're going to view this. And that just fits in there nicely. And that's what it looks like. Okay. So before I plug in, I just want to share a little bit more about what we do for our charging adapter and why we decided to go the route that we did. So we actually got an A to Z EV charger. I mean, as the name suggests. I was a bit nervous about getting this one because there was a Reddit forum kind of floating around saying that this wasn't actually going to work with our system. Unfortunately, I actually called the A to Z people. They confirmed that it is compatible with the 2026 EV9. And in particular, they actually updated their info page, and I'll share a screenshot of that here to show that with non-liquid cooled cables, it can support up to, I think it's 300 amps, but with liquid cooled cables, it'll actually do up to 500 amps. Now, there was a lot of concern about this one not actually being able to handle the full amperage that the EV9 would be able to give. But in most situations, you're not going to run into that. Even at these Electrify Canada, these are liquid cooled cables. You should be good. I double checked also in Alberta. One of the more popular ones is Flow. All the Flow stuff over 50 kilowatts, I believe, should be still less than, I believe the 50 kilowatts are still less than 500 amps, obviously, or 300 amps, I should say. And anything above that gets liquid cooled cables. So we should be good there too. So here at Electrify Canada, and this will apply mostly to Electrify America as well if you're down in the States, but you're going to have a couple different labels here, and they're all kind of nicely done. You'll notice there's two different labels of this one. There's this hyper fast 350 kilowatt. This is good. And there's the hyper fast 350 kilowatt balanced. This is also great, but what you want to know is that those balanced ones, these balanced ones are actually sharing power. So if you have more than a couple people showing up here, you're actually going to be splitting the power and you won't get that full 350 kilowatts. Fortunately though, if you go to this one is a dedicated 350 kilowatt. At least that's my understanding of it. Same with this one. And then this one is back to being a balanced one. They're all capable of 350, but they will split. These two right here, this one and this one, these ones are dedicated. So I know in the beginning I talked about these labels saying balanced, but I've just gone through and noticed that every single one of these actually says balanced charger in the top left. So I don't think their labels actually mean anything right now. So I would just say that the way I think it works, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on this, is that I think the two next to each other are the ones that are paired together. So there's a common charging etiquette right now of basically skip a space and let it do that. I don't know if this is still accurate. But that's what I've been doing, so maybe I've been killing everybody's charging streets. So now we're ready to charge. And the first thing we need to do is make sure that we open up the charging port. And you'll see here that this does not look like some of the other vehicles. I'll show you my NACS adapter or CCS to NACS adapter just to see, but a lot of other vehicles right now that are non-Tesla, they'll have this kind of a port on them, whereas this one has now switched over to the NACS adapter. It's pretty cool. If you have a 2026 EV9, you already know this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm just going to show you what goes on now. All right, so now that you're ready to charge, you have your thing open, you can grab your CCS to NACS adapter, take it, and we're going to go grab the cable to charge. Now, thankfully, it's not too cold out, but sometimes these cables get pretty heavy and you just got to give them a little bit of a tug. They're not clicked in, they're just kind of resting there. First thing you need to do, take that, slap it on until it clicks, and then we go straight in and plug it in. You'll actually feel it kind of click closed on it, and you'll be able to know that it's engaged. After you plug it in, you will see a screen that kind of spins, and then you get this screen that shows you pricing and things to do like that. This is your cue to pay. Now that we paid, it should start processing. So 1, authorized. 2, starts initiating the charging, and you'll hear things clicking in the background. And eventually, the car will tell me that it starts charging. And there you go, charging started is what the vehicle said. So you know now that everything's gone successfully, it's going. Now the Electrify Canada station will actually give you an option to receive updates by text. I don't really need that, so I hit no receipt. Now it'll actually give you a status update. You got 7 minutes until 80%. You'll see in the corner there. So now you're on this screen, you can actually see the charging speed that's kind of coming up here. And then you can see your state of charge currently, charging costs, how much energy has been delivered, and then your, it's not gonna give you what your target state of charge is. This is gonna be your recommended state of charge. So it says 80% right now. That's kind of what's recommended at a fast charger. After 80%, your vehicle will start charging much slower. And now inside your vehicle, you actually get a remaining time as well as the current state of charge. And at the very bottom there, you see 144 kilowatts. That's the charging speed. So you get into a couple places, you don't have to sit out in the cold and understand that. So you can see it just dropped charging. We're actually a pretty high state of charge. It's not entirely unexpected. It's going to fluctuate. Battery temperatures are weird right now. It's not very warm. But yeah, it'll continue to sort itself out. Once you're done, you can actually just hit the stop button. And it will actually tell you that what your charging summary was. So at this point now, we're ready to take the charging cable out. We can now disconnect the adapter and go hang up the cable. And now it's ready for the next person. Once that's all said and done, close that port and walk away. So something I want to mention here is that if I'm actually plugged in again, ready to start a new charging session, and decide that I want to switch stations, I go up to my charging handle and pull on it, it won't come up. Okay, this one, you actually, on the key, you need to hit unlock. Now I can pull it out. This is the same at charging at home as it is at a DC fast charger. All right, so the last thing you want to do before you head out, put it in. With the A to Z adapter, it does go in better one way than the other. So I show you this way, it actually closes. Or I tried to put it in like this. It's a little too long and it doesn't quite fit. I don't know if you could see that, but take it, put it in, zip it up, fits all nice. And for me, I keep all my charging accessories in the front. So I just toss that in there, zip this little thing up. We're good to go. So if you're new to EV charging in general, or you're new to NACS adapters, CCS to NACS adapters specifically, and using them for charging, I hope this helps a little bit. It's definitely been a little bit of a learning curve because there's not a lot of documentation out there right now. But for us, the A to Z EV adapter works great. And at this charging station before, we have seen up to 226 kilowatts. Just right now, it's starting to get cold out. even got our winter tires on already. Yeah, but I hope that's helpful for you. If you do have any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. And yeah, thanks so much, guys.